Today we're going to talk about the 5 takeaways from the national championship game and what Oklahoma can learn from it. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we are going to learn what the 5 takeaways are from the college football playoff national championship game in which Clemson skull-dragged Alabama 44-16 in one of the most convincing performances in recent memory in a national championship game. Now, the first thing that we can take away from this is that Clemson beat Alabama unlike it's been beaten in the last 15 years. Alabama hadn't lost a game by more than 14 points since 2003. Think about that for a second. All the things that have happened over the last 15 years. Now, Clemson and 2003 Oklahoma, you could make some comparisons there if you would like to, but what I took most from this was Alabama is considered to be the best college football team ever going into this game, and Clemson said, nah, Flem, that's us. What we do is skull drag you, not the other way around. And on top of all of this, what I looked at 5 stars over here, 5 stars over there. The Rivals guys, the 24/7 guys were tweeting out, hey, see, we got these rankings correct. See 5-star guy there. See 4-star guy there. See Trevor Lawrence here. See Justyn Ross there. See Damian Harris. See what Jerry Jeudy was able to do to you. What Tua Tagovailoa was able to do to you. And yet, Nick Saban can't recruit a kicker to save his life. I mean, goodness me. Not only was he doinking, but you called a fake field goal that nearly got him killed, like in a car wreck, killed, rather than kick a field goal or let Tua Tagovailoa go for it on 4th down. I just don't understand it. And yet, this is why Austin Seibert was such a big deal at Oklahoma. You need kickers. We don't want to say that you need kickers. Nobody likes to be able to rely on kickers, especially after what Cody Parkey did. But you need kickers, man. And you saw doinks and missed field goals from both teams. So kickers, do better. And you're probably going to get 4-year scholarships and you're going to be pretty good in the league, we hope. Seriously, I can't believe that Alabama forgot that the national championship game was last night. Because they did. They didn't show up. It was glorious at the beginning because there was all these points being scored and there was all this, hey, they don't play defense in this league. Which is my next takeaway. They don't play defense anywhere. Defense is not dead, and yet you need defensive linemen. Like the way that Brent Venables built out Clemson's defense is the way that everybody is going to try to build out their defense from now on. Not just the way that he was able to dismantle Alabama's potent offense, averaging 47.2 points a game in the regular season, but he did it in the trenches. Christian Wilkins led the charge, and they were just destroying that really good offensive line up front, which means that we're going to hear more Oklahoma fans and more just fans in general say, where's the beef up front? We need to take some of these defensive ends and blow them up and make them into 3 techniques. We need to go and get 5-star defensive tackles. We need to go and get grad transfers that can play defensive tackle. We got too many ends. We need 3 techniques. We need 1s. We need 0s. It's hard, man. It's not just that it's hard. It's that there's so few of those guys walking around. There aren't that many Christian Wilkinses walking around. And the fact that you could lose a guy like Dexter Lawrence for the biggest 2 games of the entire season is bonkers to me. That's how deep Brent Venables went there. And say what you want about his time at Oklahoma, but he and Bob could not recruit the defensive line talent that you needed to have to win national championships. The last great defensive lineman Oklahoma had, you can make an argument, is Jordan Phillips, but you really be going back to Gerald McCoy, and that's been nearly 10 years, man. Next takeaway is that, yes, you need a great quarterback, and yes, you need at least 1 good wide receiver, if not 2 to 3. The way that Trevor Lawrence was able to find Justyn Ross time and time again was kind of awesome, especially knowing that both of those guys are true freshmen, which means, like King Joffrey, they have to play the next 2 seasons before they can end their reign of terror. Trevor Lawrence, as you heard Todd McShay say if you watched the SportsCenter SVP show, which I love, said, look, Trevor Lawrence will be the #1 pick in the draft this year, let alone 2021. And there's a lot to back that up. Just his size, his ability to throw the ball, his ability not to get rattled. And at such a young age, being 6'5", 215, he's only going to get bigger. And ostensibly, he's only going to get better at playing quarterback, so that should be fun. Meanwhile, Justyn Ross is over here. You got mossing people with catches that you just can't defend. Like I wanted to dunk on the Alabama defensive backs, and yet I was going, who's going to stop that? Nobody. Ricky Dixon wasn't going to stop that. Justyn Ross was just having a day with 156 yards caught through the air. I mean, him, T. Higgins, they were just getting it done, honestly. And when they weren't, Travis Etienne was just mauling people like Josh Jacobs was mauling Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. My next takeaway is that you understand now how Clemson was able to recruit to Clemson, South Carolina. That's just ridiculous. There's nobody in Clemson, South Carolina. There's nobody in South Carolina, and the Gamecocks run South Carolina until the past 10 years. But when you heard Dabo Swinney on the mic just spitting off the cuff to Reese Davis, to whoever really put a microphone in his face, talking about, yo, we're just little old Clemson, we ain't supposed to be here, and the way that he was preaching at us and thanking God for everything that he was able to get, you understand how Dabo Swinney can walk into your living room and come out with your son to Clemson, South Carolina. Man needs his own TBN show. We could call it Coach's Show. We could call it Dabo Does Bible. I don't know. I just know that I would be there to listen to Dabo Swinney thump his Bible at me. And I think that is one of the things that people get missed over or gloss over nationally when we're talking about Dabo Swinney and his ability to make Clemson into a world power, because there has not been necessarily a changing of the guard, but we have to go forward as if Clemson is the best football team working today, which is just bonkers when you think about what Alabama has done and what Nick Saban has built. But hey, Trinity Broadcasting Network, go sign Dabo Swinney to a contract, give him half an hour once a week. We'll all be there. Everybody will make a bunch of money. Also, copyright RJ, I want executive producer privileges on the show. You understand, right? My last takeaway is you don't know any Clemson fans, because nobody knows any Clemson fans, but you're gonna. They're about to show up like Bama fans showed up. They're about to show up like Ohio State fans showed up. They're about to show up like Notre Dame fans seem to always show up. They're gonna just start going to buy hats and buy jerseys and talk about Dabo like he's their son or their brother or their kid or whatever. But that's kind of the power of winning a national championship. You attract people who want to be around a winner. And we can see this. I've said this before and it's true, right? Which is, as you win football, you win games, you get great, your admissions go up and the number of applicants goes up, and the better your ACT scores are for entry, you get smarter kids coming to your university because the football team is good. So don't be surprised when you see ACT scores on average at Clemson are like 25 now. I don't think it's going to be that high, but you get my point here. This is one of the effects of winning a national championship. It's why the arms race is such a big deal. And at a place like Clemson, South Carolina, where you ain't got a lot going on, you got to spend a lot of money to show everybody that you're really serious about football and really serious about winning. And then the culture at your university becomes winning. And people from New York to LA are going to start wearing purple and orange paw prints everywhere they go because they want to be associated with winning, bandwagon jumping or not. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.